Hey everybody, it's good to see you. It's me, Scott, and Nate.
Nate.
Once again, we are back with the new format of Let's Talk. New background. We finished up some projects here at Vandermill Production Company and Studios.
Something.
I keep wanting to call it production company, but we finished up the projects. It looks great. I love it. Nate loves it. The dogs, who you can't see, love it. And we're there it is. Gandalf gave his bark of approval. But hey, how was your week, Nate? Did you have a good week?
It was a really good week, yeah.
Awesome.
I was pretty productive on things, and there's always room for improvement with different stuff, but
we
I
talked
did
about
all
that.
right.
We talked about that last episode. We talked about the idea that we make goals. We don't always get the goals made, but that's okay. We go back, we see what we did wrong, what we can do to change, and we keep improving.
Exactly. If you don't make goals, period, well, you're probably not going to achieve a whole lot.
No. You know what? Speaking of that, I was reading this in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. I'm just going to read verse 11. You can read the rest of it. But Paul tells the believers there, so encourage each other and build each other up just as you are already doing. Now, I like the fact that he says you're already doing that, but he's talking about a lot of things were going on back then. Christians were being persecuted, they were going to prison, they were being beaten, they were losing their homes and their jobs, and Paul says, hey, we have a great deal of hope in Christ. That's what he was talking about before there, but don't let go of that hope. Don't let go of it, but hold on to it and be encouragers. Encourage one another. And hey, Gandalf, I'm going to encourage you to be quiet, little buddy. Thanks. And as we look at this idea of encouraging one another, there's reasons to do it. I think if we encourage one another and we're being a brighter light, not just followers, not just friends. It's easy for me to encourage Nate. He's a good friend of mine. So that's easy. It's easy for me to encourage Autumn. She's my wife. I love her. But what about the people we don't like? The people that are hard to love, the people to encourage them, the people that we work with that maybe just need a little bit of encouragement so that they can do a better job, that other people just, they don't like them for whatever reasons, they stink, they smell, I don't know. I like everybody I work with, so, but I've heard stories that some people don't like everybody they work with. Nate, what do you think about all this?
I think encouragement, first of all, is just a really good thing, of course. I know a lot of times in my life, if I'm feeling down about something, whether it's a friend like Scott coming up, whether it's a family member, whether it's a coworker, if they just stop and take the time, just say, hey, I hope your day gets better, or you can do this. A lot of times at work, I get a little behind on filing or other paperwork, things like that. It's not easy, and if it starts piling up and piling up and piling up, it kind of can get a little stressful. But if somebody comes up and either offers to help me out, I have a wonderful coworker that's always willing to step in and help me with my filing. Or if somebody just says, you know what, tomorrow's a new day, we can work on this later, things like that, that makes a huge, huge difference. Whereas if I just sat there and kept stressing and kept stressing and kept stressing, and there's nobody there to encourage me, the job just doesn't get done either as fast as it could be or as well as it could be or even at all. And so I think that's why encouragement is really a good thing in anybody's life, really, whether you're the encourager to somebody else or the encouragee, if that's even a word. But if it's not,
you were telling me earlier about when you were in junior high, you had just gotten back from Africa. His parents are missionaries. They're awesome people. They're missionaries in Kenya, Africa, and he was telling me earlier how when he got back, he felt very discouraged. You were very discouraged. You were in a new school system.
Yeah, I was discouraged, and it was junior high, which can be pretty tough anyways. I was a new kid in school. Missionaries don't make a whole lot of money, and we were in a school system of the richest county in Illinois at the time. So, I was kind of an outcast in a lot of people's eyes, and, that can be very discouraging, really. But, even though there were those people that tried to tease me and drag me down and things like that, I knew that I just had to keep on keeping on, as the phrase says.
On keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. I like it. And that makes a big difference. If somebody keeps dragging you down, belittling you, teasing you, well, it's the opposite of encouragement. It just brings you down emotionally, spiritually, even physically. If you think, I forget who said it, there's a famous person, but they said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're absolutely right. And that's really true. With that encouragement, that helps you with the I think I can thing, like the
Yeah.
you know,
You know, and
children's
if
story.
somebody had just come along, and I don't, maybe had just come along, somebody had said, hey, you know what, Nate, you're not that bad of a guy. Other than your parents are supposed to be encouragers.
They
So
do a
sometimes,
good job, yeah.
sometimes when they encourage you, it's good, but it doesn't go as far as if somebody who's outside of your family comes and says, hey, you're a really cool guy, you're from Africa, I want to hear more about it, or anything. So think about this. When you're talking to somebody, the smallest thing you say to them, even if you just take interest in what they're talking about, it could be a real encouragement. Or if you ignore them, it could be a real discouragement. Let's, instead of being people that discourage and put people down, let's try to build people up. Let's try to build them up and push them to be the best person they can be, because nobody can be the best if they keep getting shoved down into the dirt and everybody just keeps calling them a big disgrace. It's a great song, by the way. Okay, we're not going to sing. That's not what we're here to do. But we're here to encourage you guys, to be encouragers, to have a great upcoming week. We're going to be back next week. We're going to be doing our big movies of the year coming out, because March is right around the corner. I know it's the beginning of February when this, but with March right around the corner, because I always feel like January, February, not usually too much, but March is going to kick off the summer movie season, and really the movie season, and we're going to talk about movies next week, because me and Nate are big movie fans.
We do like our movies.
Do geek out about movies. So this is the part of the new format of Let's Talk, is we're going to talk about some things, we're going to talk about other things. They're not always going to be spiritual in matter. We want to bring up politics sometimes. Now we're going to stay away from politics.
Yeah.
Politics is a bad idea. But we may talk about what happened that week in politics, as far as, if the presidential elections happen. We may say, hey, Billy Bob won. How about that? Didn't see that
I
coming.
didn't know he was even running.
I didn't either. Never know. But we're going to try to keep this lively, entertaining. Hey, you guys that are watching us, you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button. Share us on Facebook, share us on Twitter. I don't think you can share us on Instagram. I don't know about that.
Sure.
But if you can, share us. I don't have an Instagram account, do you?
I do, but I haven't checked it in like ages, so I don't really know if it's even there.
I just read an article that when Facebook owner Mark Zuckerberg bought Instagram, a lot of people thought he was crazy. And that was a bad deal, and it showed his immaturity. But Instagram made more money than Facebook made this year, and is making them like billions of dollars. And they're now saying, wow, this guy really knew what was going on, and it was a really neat article.
That sounds neat.
And so I'm not part of Instagram. Autumn does Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I really like Twitter, and I'm going to do. If you like us, I'll put my Twitter account down here. I'll try to make sure we put our Facebook pages down here. The Twitter account will probably be more dedicated to the Let's Talk and End of the Week ramblings. Nate, I don't know. He may do something on his own someday, and if he does,
you never know.
We're going to advertise it here. You never know. But we're excited for this week. It's good to see you guys. You guys have a good week. Be encouragers. Nate, any words before we say peace out?
Not a thing. Just like he said, just do your best to encourage people, whether it's a family member, a friend, somebody at the grocery store in the line. Those cashiers, it can mean a lot to them just to
Absolutely.
genuinely say, hey, how's your day? And hope you have a good one. Thanks for all the discounts. That kind of
Absolutely. Hey, you guys have a good week. We'll talk to you later. Till then, bye.
Bye.